You are not a mere observer in this world. You are the creator of your reality. The world you experience is a direct reflection of what you imagine and believe to be true. It is time to recognize the power that lies dormant within you, your imagination. It is the key to shaping the life you desire. This intro sets the tone for the speech, emphasizing personal empowerment and the power of imagination in creating reality. Imagination is the key to unlocking the life you truly desire. It is not some vague, abstract concept or a mere passing thought. Imagination is the creative power within you, shaping your reality in every moment. Most people go through life unaware of this inner power, living reactively, letting the world around them dictate their circumstances, feelings, and thoughts. But the truth is that you are not a victim of life circumstances. You are the architect, the creator, the one who holds the power to transform your world through the images and beliefs you hold in your mind. Every moment, your imagination is at work, creating new scenarios, either consciously or unconsciously. You may not always realize it, but every thought, every mental picture you entertain becomes part of your reality. If you focus on lack, on struggle, or on unfulfilled desires, you are subconsciously crafting those very experiences. The images you create in your mind are more than fleeting thoughts, they are blueprints for your life. The world you see here and feel around you is a reflection of the inner images you hold, and they are constantly shaping your experiences. Now, here's the liberating truth: you have complete control over what you imagine. You have the ability to shape your reality at any given moment by simply choosing the images you hold in your mind and the emotions you attach to them. When you start to realize this, the world opens up to you. You no longer need to wait for external circumstances to change before you can experience the life you desire. Instead, you can change your inner world, your thoughts, your feelings, and your assumptions, and in doing so, change your outer world as well. But it's not just about imagining anything. To manifest what you truly desire, you must imagine with purpose. You must feel the reality of your desire as if it has already come to pass. Imagination is not just about daydreaming or wishing, it is about assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled. When you align your thoughts and emotions with your desired outcome, you impress your subconscious mind, and it begins to create the necessary conditions to bring that desire into your experience. Take a moment to think about the things you want in life. Whether it's success, wealth, health, or personal growth, whatever you want for is already within your reach. The only thing that separates you from those desires is your ability to vividly imagine them as already real. It's not enough to simply wish for them. You must live from the end. You must act, think, and feel as though they are already yours. This is where the true power of imagination lies, in your ability to feel the emotions of your fulfilled desires as if they have already manifested. This is where many people fail. They look at their current circumstances and assume that because they haven't yet achieved their desires, it's impossible. But this is a lie. Circumstances are not the truth. They are simply the result of past thoughts and beliefs. The truth lies in your imagination. You can change your circumstances by changing the thoughts you entertain, by changing the images you create in your mind. When you imagine with conviction, when you truly feel the reality of your desires as though they are already here, the power of your imagination begins to influence the subconscious mind. The subconscious doesn't distinguish between what is real and what is imagined. It takes your imagination as fact and works tirelessly to bring your imagined reality into the physical world. That's the magic of imagination. It bends the fabric of reality to your will. The key then is to live in the end. Instead of waiting for something to change, live as though it has already changed. See yourself as the person you wish to become. Feel the emotions of success, health, wealth, or whatever it is you desire. By doing this, you are impressing your subconscious mind with the belief that it is already true. This is not just about positive thinking, it's about creating a deep emotional conviction that your desires are already realized. Imagination is not a tool that works only in moments of meditation or reflection. It is a tool that you carry with you every second of the day. It's not about thinking of your desires when you are sitting in quiet contemplation, but about maintaining the vision of your fulfilled desires throughout the day, in every situation. When you cultivate the practice of seeing your desired reality in your mind, feeling it in your heart, and believing it in your core, you begin to align your entire being with the fulfillment of your dreams. And when you do this, nothing in the world can stop you. You are not just a passive observer in your life. You are the master of your fate, the creator of your destiny. Your imagination holds the key to everything you want, and it is only through the focused, purposeful use of that imagination that you can unlock the doors to your ideal life. What you imagine today is what you will live tomorrow. So choose your images wisely, feel them deeply, and trust in the infinite power of your imagination to bring your desires to life. To live from the end is to embrace the truth that the future you desire is already yours. It's about aligning yourself with the desired outcome and feeling as though you have already attained it. Most people live their lives constantly focused on the present moment, observing the lack of what they want and waiting for something external to change before they believe their desires can come true. But to live from the end is to discard all such limitations. It is to see and feel your dream as already realized and to act from that state. The concept of living from the end can be difficult for many to grasp because it challenges our conventional understanding of time and reality. Our natural inclination is to focus on what is happening in the present, our current circumstances, what we see, what we feel, and what is physically real to us. However, the key to mastering your reality is to understand that the present moment is not the full picture. What you experience right now is only a reflection of your past thoughts, feelings, and assumptions. The present is a shadow of the past, but the future is shaped by what you assume today. When you live from the end, you shift your focus from what you don't have to what you already possess in your imagination. You step into the state of fulfillment, not as a far off dream, but as a present reality. You no longer wait for the future to come to you. Instead, you bring the future to you by embodying it now. The moment you decide that your desired reality is already true, you start to live as if it is. Your thoughts, feelings, and actions will align with that reality, and the world around you will begin to conform to that assumption. This requires a radical shift in your perception of reality. Most people think that they must see evidence of something in the physical world before they can believe it is possible. But this is backwards. The world around you does not dictate what is possible for you. It is your assumption that creates your reality. When you assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, the world responds in kind and it begins to reflect the changes you have already made in your mind. For example, if you desire wealth, you do not wait for the money to appear in your bank account before you believe you are wealthy. You do not allow the absence of material abundance to cloud your judgment. Instead, you live as if you already have that wealth. You imagine yourself in the state of abundance, feeling gratitude, security, excitement for the opportunities that wealth brings. You act from the feeling of being wealthy. You think from the place of abundance. By doing so, you impress upon your subconscious the belief that you are already wealthy. This belief, in turn, is what starts to shape your external circumstances. Living from the end is not just a mental exercise, it is a way of being. It is a lifestyle that requires you to align every aspect of your being with your desired reality. This includes your thoughts, your words, and your actions. If you truly believe that your dreams are already fulfilled, your actions will reflect that belief. You will take inspired steps toward your goals, knowing that the outcome is already secured. Your confidence will soar because you are no longer waiting for something outside of you to change in order for you to feel successful. Instead, you feel successful. Instead, you feel successful now, and that inner success will manifest outwardly. One of the most profound aspects of living from the end is that it frees you from the need for validation or approval from others. When you live from the end, you no longer seek external evidence to confirm your worth or your abilities. You have already decided that you are worthy, that you are capable, and that the life you desire is already yours. The external world will follow suit because your internal state has already shifted. It is also important to remember that living from the end does not mean being passive. It does not mean that you sit back and wait for things to happen. It means you engage with life from the place of knowing that your desires are already fulfilled, and that belief will fuel inspired action. You may still face challenges and obstacles, but when you live from the end, you approach them with the certainty that you are equipped to overcome them. You do not see setbacks as failures, but as opportunities to affirm your belief in the fulfillment of your desires. Living from the end is a practice, one that requires patience, persistence, and trust in the unseen. It may feel strange at first to imagine your desires as already realized, especially if your present circumstances don't reflect that reality. But the more you engage with the end result in your mind, the more you begin to feel the truth of it. Over time, that feeling becomes so real that the physical world can no longer deny it. You have brought the future into the present, and now it is only a matter of time before your external world shifts to reflect the inner state you have cultivated. Ultimately, living from the end is the path to mastery. It is about recognizing that you have the power to create your reality by living from the place of your highest desires, assuming that they are already true, and trusting that the universe will unfold to bring them into being. The moment you live from the end, you become a magnet for the circumstances that align with your vision, and you step into the fullness of your potential. The law of assumption is a profound and transformative principle that holds the key to mastering your reality. It is the understanding that what you assume to be true, whether consciously or unconsciously, will manifest in your life. Your assumptions shape your experiences, determine your actions, and influence your outcomes. In essence, the law of assumption tells us that our inner state of belief creates our outer reality. The power lies not in what is currently visible or tangible, but in what we choose to believe and assume about ourselves and the world. At the core of the law of assumption is the idea that your thoughts and beliefs are not passive reflections of your reality, they are active creators of it. Every moment, you are making assumptions about the world, about others, and about your own abilities. These assumptions are not just fleeting thoughts, but powerful forces that shape the course of your life. If you assume that success is impossible for you, then your experiences will reflect that belief. If you assume that abundance is your natural state, you will start to see opportunities for wealth and success appear in your life. The law of assumption works because the subconscious mind does not question what you assume to be true. It takes your assumptions as fact and works to bring them into reality. This is why it is so crucial to be mindful of the beliefs you hold, as they are silently guiding your actions and shaping your reality. If you want to experience a life of success, happiness, and abundance, you must first assume that those things are already yours. The key is to feel the reality of your assumptions and to live as though your desires have already been fulfilled. One of the most powerful aspects of the law of assumption is that it operates regardless of external circumstances. You do not need to wait for the world to align with your desires before you begin to assume their fulfillment. In fact, it is the assumption of your desires that causes the world around you to align with them. When you begin to assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, you set in motion a chain of events that brings your desires into manifestation. This is why the law of assumption works regardless of the current state of affairs. It is not the circumstances that dictate your life, it is your assumptions that create them. For example, if you desire a new job or a promotion, the law of assumption tells you to assume that you already have that job or promotion. You must live and think as though you are already in that position. Feel the emotions of success, excitement, and gratitude as if the desired outcome has already occurred. By assuming the reality of your desire, you are impressing your subconscious mind with the belief that it is already true. The subconscious mind will then go to work, aligning the external world with the assumption you have made. The law of assumption also works when it comes to relationships. If you are seeking a fulfilling and loving relationship, assume that it already exists in your life. Imagine yourself with a partner who loves and cherishes you, and feel the emotions of love, joy, and contentment as though it is already real. By doing this, you are not only creating the inner feeling of being in a loving relationship, but also aligning yourself with the energy of love and attracting that energy into your life. It is important to understand that the law of assumption is not about wishful thinking or positive affirmations alone. It is about fully embodying the belief that your desires already a fact. This belief must be so deep and so real that it changes the way you think, feel, and act. It is not enough to simply repeat affirmations or visualize your goals. You must feel the reality of those goals as if they have already been achieved. When you truly feel the reality of your desire, it impresses the subconscious mind in a way that triggers the manifestation process. One of the greatest challenges people face in applying the law of assumption is the tendency to look at external circumstances and use them as evidence of what is true. If things are not going well in your life, it is easy to assume that success is not possible or that your desires are unattainable. However, the law of assumption teaches us that the external world is simply a reflection of our inner beliefs. It is the assumptions you hold today that will shape the experiences of tomorrow. Therefore, if you want to change your reality, you must first change the assumptions you hold about it. The beauty of the law of assumption is that it is always at work, whether you are aware of it or not. The more consciously you choose to align your assumptions with your desires, the more powerful this law becomes. It is a tool that can be used to transform any area of your life, from wealth and success to love and happiness. By assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled, you are stepping into a state of alignment with your desires, and the world will begin to mirror that alignment. It is also important to recognize that the law of assumption does not require you to force anything or make things happen. The process is not about struggling or striving for what you want, it is about assuming that it is already yours and allowing it to come to you naturally. When you align with the feeling of your desires as already fulfilled, you create the conditions for them to manifest effortlessly. The law of assumption works in harmony with the flow of life, and when you trust in the process, you allow the universe to bring your desires to you. In conclusion, the law of assumption is a powerful tool for mastering your reality. By consciously assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled, you impress your subconscious mind with the belief that your desires are already true. This belief begins to shape your actions, your thoughts, and your experiences, ultimately bringing your desires into reality. The law of assumption is not about waiting for things to change in the external world. It is about assuming that your desires are already fulfilled and living from that place of certainty. By doing so, you become the creator of your life, and the world will reflect the assumptions you hold in your mind. Circumstances are often seen as the ultimate determining factors in our lives. People tend to look at their present situation and think that it defines who they are and what they can achieve. They see the struggles, the setbacks, and the limitations they face as concrete obstacles that are too large to overcome. However, the truth is that circumstances are merely temporary reflections of past thoughts and beliefs, and they do not define your future unless you allow them to. The moment you realize this, you unlock the ability to transcend any obstacle and create a life that aligns with your desires. It is important to understand that circumstances are not the root cause of your experiences, they are the result of what you have assumed and believed in the past. What you are experiencing now is the manifestation of your past thoughts, feelings, and assumptions. But just because your circumstances are a reflection of what has been does not mean they are permanent. They can and will change, but only when you decide to change the thoughts and beliefs that gave rise to them. The key to overcoming circumstances is to understand that they have no inherent power. Circumstances are simply neutral. They only become powerful when you allow them to influence your thoughts, emotions, and actions. But if you look at your current situation and react with frustration, doubt, or fear, you are reinforcing the belief that your circumstances are real and unchangeable. But when you stop giving power to your circumstances and shift your focus to your internal state, you begin to change the very foundation upon which your reality is built. The moment you stop paying attention to the circumstances around you and start paying attention to what you are imagining, believing, and feeling, you begin to take control of your life. You do not need to wait for external conditions to improve before you can create the life you desire. By assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled, you are creating a new internal reality, one that will eventually manifest in the physical world. The law of assumption teaches us that what we focus on, believe in, and feel with conviction becomes our reality. And if we choose to focus on the truth of our desires rather than the evidence of our circumstances, we align ourselves with the outcome we wish to achieve. This doesn't mean ignoring reality or pretending that challenges do not exist. It means that you no longer allow challenges to dictate your inner state or your belief in what is possible for you. The obstacles you face are merely opportunities to affirm the power of your imagination. If you encounter difficulty, instead of giving in to frustration or despair, see it as a chance to strengthen your belief that your desired outcome is already coming to fruition. Every moment you spend resisting your circumstances is a moment you give to them, allowing them to control your emotional state in your life. But every moment you choose to live from the end feeling your desires as already fulfilled, you reclaim your power. One of the most powerful things you can do when faced with challenging circumstances is to remind yourself that what you are experiencing right now is only temporary. It is not permanent. It is simply a reflection of what you have believed in the past. But you are not bound by the past. You are the creator of your reality, and your future can be different from your present. By changing your assumptions, you change the course of your life. Take, for example, someone who is struggling financially. If they constantly focus on their lack of money and let their current financial struggles dictate their emotional state, they are reinforcing the belief that they are incapable of experiencing abundance. However, if they shift their focus to the feeling of abundance, assuming that they are already wealthy and successful, they begin to change the very thought patterns that created their financial situation. By imagining themselves as wealthy, by feeling the emotions of wealth and success, they align themselves with the vibration of abundance, and the circumstances begin to shift accordingly. The same principle applies to any area of life. Whether you are seeking better health, improved relationships, or career success, your current circumstances are not a reflection of what you are truly capable of achieving. They are simply a reflection of past assumptions, and they can change the moment you decide to change the thoughts and beliefs that created them. It is not about ignoring your circumstances, but about understanding that they do not define you. You are the one who decides what is true for you, and what you decide to believe will shape your reality. The power to change your circumstances lies within you. It lies in your ability to stop paying attention to what is happening around you and to start focusing on what you desire. When you stop reacting to your current situation and start assuming the feeling of your wish fulfilled, you begin to override the influence of circumstances. You begin to shape your reality from the inside out. The key to this process is persistence. You must consistently live from the end, feeling your desires as already fulfilled, regardless of the circumstances that appear in the present moment. It may take time for the external world to reflect your new assumptions, but rest assured that it is happening. The law of assumption works quietly and steadily, and in time, your outer circumstances will begin to mirror the inner reality you have created. You will begin to see evidence of your new assumptions in the people you meet, the opportunities that arise, and the events that unfold. In conclusion, circumstances are not the determining factor in your life. They are simply the product of past thoughts and beliefs, and they can be changed the moment you choose to shift your inner state. When you stop paying attention to what is happening around you and start living from the end, assuming the feeling of your desires as already fulfilled, you begin to create a reality that aligns with your highest vision. You are not at the mercy of circumstances. You are the master of your reality. By changing your assumptions, you change your life. Living from the end requires not just a mental shift, but a complete transformation in how you engage with your desires and the world around you. It is the act of assuming with unwavering certainty that your desires are already fulfilled and then aligning your thoughts, feelings, and actions with that assumption. It is a way of living that transcends mere positive thinking. It is the embodiment of your desired reality in every moment. To live from the end is to confidently act from the state of your wish already realized, knowing that the world around you will reflect the inner conviction you hold.